Hi vlog, it's November. Wow, umwaka gwawa. We give thanks. Today is November 2nd. Shall we say a word that travels through November and into December? Okay, let's do that. May goodness find us, may goodness flow to us. May unexpected blessings find us and stay. May there be evidence of God's conjurings in our lives. May we find ease. May we be at ease. May all the promises that we have prayed for and manifested and believed in make manifest before the year ends. Okay? Yeah, this is gonna be we'll see, but a good month. I affirm it, I believe it. Filled with health and life and just proof. Proof. I'm looking cute because today we want to take the author picture that goes at the back of the book. So that's what we're going to do now. And then, yeah, it's a Sunday, so not much else really, just that.
I bounce back, no pogo, unhappy, no homo, new brands, no logos, money on my juggler, natural hustler, think I need a smuggler up in Russia, you could be my butler, shine my cutler, shout out to Oyenda, that's the guzzler, okay next thing, my life is a wet dream, I call it a sex scene, the back is a nice tease, I tried to escape, my life is an x-ray, I'm sorry a sex tape, you only get one take, quiet on the set please, rolling anxiety, in 3, 2,
It's a wrap. Hold on. It's a wrap vlog. So I'm probably going to go. This is actually my dad's shirt. I've worn it so many times before, but this shirt is like at least older than I am. I want to say maybe like 30. Well, maybe like 30 years old, and it's still standing. What a thing. Anyway, no matter. I want to go shower because it's actually really hot outside. Take this makeup off and just chill for the rest of the day. So I'll probably see you tomorrow or sometime within the week, and then we'll catch up properly and I'll fill you in on the move and the book and everything in between. Okay. Hi vlog. I don't know, the light just went out. Anyway, hi. Sparkling water. It's a beautiful day, beautiful Wednesday. Incense sticks. Ocean salt. Let's light this up and chat. Okay, there we go. Lights back. It's so quiet here. I love it. I love it. I feel good. Grateful for life. Grateful for life, grateful for the experience of being me. Where do we start with catching up? We moved. It's such a beautiful place. So quiet, so much more space. You know, we came from like a apartment to just being in a, you know, to being on 2 floors and having an outside. I love that. It's giving very much adults. It's giving very much adults. Yeah. We haven't really done much decorating. Oh, this didn't get on. We haven't done much decorating. That's gonna be something that we start on when we come back. We're going home at the end of the month, so you know, when we come back in Jan, we'll be in just better mindset to start decorating the place. But we're basically fully unpacked now. Like all the things, all the boxes are out of the door. Everything we wanted to keep has a home. And yeah, it's just been nice, like getting to understand the place, getting to know what we like, what we don't like. I'm so excited to make this a home. I actually really love like interior design. So yeah, next year I'm excited to just get in that mode, you know, and just make this feel so much more like ours. Yeah, like even here we were sitting, like there's just so much. I want to have like a herb garden here and like put up trees and like plants all over. I'm excited to get into that. But for now, ginger tea, because you know me, I gotta have a cup of tea. Oh, this steeped for like 2 hours, so it's like conk. Yeah, I'm excited to settle in. You know what's so interesting about living in this community is that we're like the only African people who live here. I've seen one other black person, but they're much older and I feel that they're like Black American. There's a lot of African people who work in the community. We have like coffee shops around, so a lot of African people who work in there as security, but living is a different situation. To be fair, even in our apartment complex, we were the only ones And that's interesting for so many reasons, you know. I feel like people are still like surprised when they see Gen and I like out and about. It's a layered feeling. It's a layered feeling. And of course, you know, the reality is that African women, especially African women who come here as like domestic workers, suffer so viciously. So it's not lost on me the amount of privilege that I have. And I feel many things. You know, I'm grateful for the experience of my life. But there's also conflict there. Like living in a place where your own people get so treated badly. There's a conflict. But I also feel a sense of responsibility to exist loudly. Because I'm aware that there's a reason as to why we're here now. So, yeah, that's another interesting thing about being here. Yeah. We announced the book yesterday on the socials. So I'm now like talking about it publicly. I don't at this point feel like excitement, or I just feel like, I don't know. I also have so many conflicts there. Like, I think part of it is like I've been working on this book for so long and I'm still working on it because we're still editing. I think we're going to be editing until the weekly print, really. I'm practicing detaching from the outcome and just being like, I've done my part, and my part is to be the vessel to actually show up, to write the book, to get it out in the world. And after that, so in that process of I'm detaching, so I don't really have like a lot of expectations. I'm just like, as long as it's out in the world, I'll be content, I'll be happy. That's my part, you know. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get into all the other things that I'm feeling. Yeah, anyway, what are we doing today? Today I'm reading The Secret Lives of Baba Sege's Wife. I'm almost done with it. I feel like when I started editing, it became hard for me to read for enjoyment, because like when you're reading as a writer, you're reading not in comparison but in thinking about your own work. So it's like, you know, you read a line and it sparks something, and so I haven't been able to like really get through a book. So I'm excited to finish this and, you know, to have to be back to just reading for pleasure. My goodness. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this. Friends, I'm learning how to crochet. It's something that I've wanted, so it's so much harder than I thought, but it's something that I've wanted to do for so long. And my little sisters, like both of them, learned how to crochet, and I was like, I should do this. So I, you know, yesterday finally went on YouTube and like learned. My dear, learning a new skill, but I'm committed to that. So we're gonna do another like lesson today. Yeah, make lunch. I want to do some edits, at least like 2 hours of just going over the stories again. I think that's what we're gonna do today. Tomorrow I have like a 2-hour class with students at the University of Leiden. We're doing some work consistently together with Leiden, and I'm so grateful for it. I think it's so, like, what's the word? It's a thing of great gratitude to just see how interested they are in the collection of poems and in what they say, and to be able to interact constantly with students who, you know, just, I love it. I love hearing other people's things and thoughts that stay with them as they read the poems. I love that. I love that. Anyway, I'm gonna drink this tea and then I'll do some reading, and let's spend the day together. Today is a slow day. It's a slow day. It's a full moon in Taurus, and we are affirming abundance. We are affirming prosperity. We are affirming money. We are affirming community and support, and grounding ourselves in the fullness of who we are. May all that conjures goodness for us in the world conjure. May the seeds that we've planted take root, farm, bear fruit that is enjoyed for generations and generations and generations. Okay. Talk soon. Tortilla wraps, lettuce, kachumbari, shrimp, carrots, onions, honey, odi. Dinner. Hi vlog, good afternoon. Preparing for the class. Did I say? I think I said yesterday that I have a class session with students from the University of Leiden, African Studies students. We're going to be going through some of the poems and, yeah, prepping by just going through the poems. You know, can I just say, and this is not because I'm the author of these poems, they're so powerful. They're so significant, they're so full of history, and I'm really honored to be their vessel. And also reading through these poems, especially like I'm reading a bit of Tobia Josie, and the first part, which the collection of stories in this, poems in this first part is titled Ebiara and Seho, so the first ones. So it really is like a going through of the history of how we have been formed. So in essence, coloniality and how coloniality has shaped and disrupted our world. Yo. The evil that has been done to us is enough. The evil that has been done to us is enough. And like when I read the poems, I'm like, oh my God. I just like feel in my body like I'm placed back there again. Anyway, there's this poem called Ramadan, Day 13. And it's basically just like a poem for collective solidarity, but it also acknowledges the displacement of Africans even within like that global solidarity, you know. So I would just read it out loud really quickly. Ramadan, Day 13. I clutch my beads and recite, Holy Mary, full of grace, intercede for us all. On Tuesday, I say a salah for Sudan, for Palestine, for Congo, for oppressed people everywhere. On Thursday, we are still in Lent. I fast, abstaining from meat, and repent for all the blood on the streets. On Sunday, I cry for the Africans in Lebanon left behind. That last stanza is what I really want to focus on for part of this conversation. Like where is the place for global solidarity? Where is the place for Africans even within global solidarity movements? Because when Lebanon was bombed, you know, African workers were talking about being left behind, having nowhere to go because their employers like didn't even give them a second thought. And that's because they didn't see them as humans. When Ukraine was bombed, we had African students, African workers talking about being pushed off trains. So yeah, I'm really sitting with just like that kind of rage. That kind of I need to log on to this call. That kind of rage. Yeah. Where is our place in the world, you know? Because even as we fight for liberation for others, those others are our oppressors. Born and raised in Kampala, Uganda, and I've lived in Uganda all my life. Right now, I'm a bit between Uganda and the UAE, but Uganda is still very much my home base. So I remember being like a little girl dreaming of being a writer. That's the thing that I always wanted to do. But because I am a first-born African daughter, writing is not like a real career. It's not like the arts are not a thing that you do. They are a thing that you hobby. So I went to law school, did my LLM my LLB at Makerere University, that's in Kampala, Uganda, and then went and did my LLM at Georgetown in DC. And I was in DC when COVID hit and, first Trump era. And I remember just thinking, this is not the thing that I really want to do. And so when I flew back home, in my mind, I said to myself, when I turn 30, I'm going to try writing as a career and see where it goes. So in 2023, I was working for an international philanthropy, actually US-based philanthropy, but I've been working in international development for all of my career, and I just quit my job. Now, I just want to say, like, in African households, you don't do that. You don't just quit your job to become a writer. My relatives were like, she's crazy. How dare she do this? So it's been a journey of trying to negotiate what this career looks like for me, trying to convince them that it's a career that makes sense, and all those other things. So I started writing Aviation with Deborah that's the first book in the collection, around March, because that's when I actually left my job. I started writing it in March. How I write, I start with writing in a notebook, just thoughts free flowing. I wasn't sure what it was going to become because I never really thought of myself as a poet. I loved fiction, that's the thing that I most wanted to write. And I also started writing because I'm a kind of person who has like multiple tabs open in her head at all times. I started writing a novel, I started writing stories, but the poetry needed to come out fast. It felt urgent to me. And by the time it got to like October of 2023.
Perhaps a rather direct question, but why did you decide to go into poetry rather than novel?
None of it was planned, to be honest. So what happened when I started writing Aviation with Deborah, I didn't know that it was going to develop into a book. I was sort of, how I can explain it is like, when you're hearing voices in your head. So I move around with a notebook all the time because I just kept taking notes. And that has not been my experience at all.
Never.
No. And I think I perhaps also because when I like the texts in the collection, the trilogy can be quite complex because it's conversations about like history and like current geopolitical happenings, and sometimes it's hard to translate that into like non-fiction. Like if I was writing an essay, for example, it would come off very academic and very stiff, But with poetry, I feel like you're able to, even as like the text and what the conversation in there is quite intense, there's a floweriness to the language and a fluidity, and you can sit with it and interpret it how you will. And I guess with this collection of poems and what they speak to, perhaps it would have been harder to write them in any other form.
That's beautiful. So somehow it seems that you.
Vlog. It's Friday. We give thanks. I didn't check in after yesterday because I don't know, I was just exhausted, and went into making dinner. I'm really enjoying cooking actually. Like I find it to be a way to get out of my mind and just be present and be in my body. I never used to like cooking. I never used to like cooking. Part of that is also because of like gender roles and resisting like gendered ideas of who I should be, in a sense. Anyway, yesterday was such a beautiful conversation. It's so interesting because the Netherlands is the first place outside of Africa that the books I've written. I'm making a distinction between my books and the books I've written because they're not actually my books. They're just books I've written. So I'm trying to constantly, even in my language, just, but I digress. ADHD brain. The Netherlands is the first place outside Africa that the books I've written have been so received, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to the University of Leiden and just like the connections there, and to just meet young minds who are like curious about Africa and curious about my work, curious about me. I don't take it for granted, like these are the beginnings, and like whether I'm speaking to 10 people or whether I'm speaking to 1,000 or 10,000, I always just want to be gracious because it's something that people are giving you their time and attention and presence. So also you who's watching, thank you. There's an airplane. But can you hear the birds? It's otherwise so quiet here, and I've really just been enjoying being outdoors again. Also the weather is better, which is great, so you can actually be outside. But I think even in like summer, because we have like a shade and like trees around, it should not be that bad, inshallah. Okay, I'm back. What was I saying? The conversation yesterday was really good. One of the things that's so curious to me that I'm aware of is like this label of African writer and what that means, and the connotations around that. And so we discussed that also yesterday, because you know, one of the students asked like, who do you write for? And I said, this is a question that I sit with a lot. Who do I write for? For the collection of poems, I really honestly feel like I was writing for myself and for my ancestors. I feel like there's things that needed to be said, words that needed to be said, and I allowed myself to be a vessel to say them. Going forward, I feel like who I'm writing for may change. I want to continue to write primarily for myself, to write the books that I want to read, to write the words that I need to say. And I am cautious about this idea that I'm writing for a continent, or that I'm representing a continent, or even a country, even just being like I'm writing for Uganda. I'm cautious about that. I would love for Ugandans to read my work. I write in a way that I hope centers Ugandanness and the Ugandan experience, because I am Ugandan and I consider myself very much a daughter of Africa. And so of course I feel for Africa, and I'm centering Africanness and the politics of that and the identity of that within just who I am and how I move through the world, yes. But I do not want to be a representative for all of Africa, for all of Uganda. But perhaps there is no way to necessarily not come into those trappings. I feel like particularly for African writers, the more visible and the more global you are, the more that identity is, you know, pushed upon you, which is fine. It's okay. It is what it is. You know, this is the life that I chose. But I'm also very aware that it's difficult to not disappoint people, to not be contradictory, and perhaps my resistance to even like this idea when people say, oh, you're writing for Africans. Perhaps my resistance is because I know it's inevitable that I disappoint people at some point. It's inevitable that I contradict myself. It's inevitable, you know, because I am just but a girl. Celestial, yes, but still just a girl. So I'm making peace with that, making peace with what more visibility means for me, making peace for what people's perceptions and ideas, and just I'm making peace with all of it, because I do want to be read widely. I will be read widely, and I know that I can only control how people identify me for so long. In fact, even now, I feel like it's kind of out of my hand because, like, not everybody, for example, who watches my YouTube is like my 5 friends. Shout out to Bekunda Pal, actually, one of my 5 friends who watches. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Anyway, let me not ramble. Let me not ramble or talk your ear off. I just thought I would check in and share. Today is Friday. I'm not doing much, to be honest. I kind of just want to sit with myself. My friend Paul sent me a very beautiful, affirming message this morning. And it's so good to be seen by people who know you, you know. Because I feel like a lot of times there's like that Jesus son of carpenter effect, you know, where it's like people who know you are like, I know you. But to be seen so clearly is beautiful. So I'm gonna just sit with what Paul told me. Also the noise. Bye. Hi vlog, it's Tuesday. Let's see where the light is. It's Tuesday. Today is I want to do some writing. Yeah. I'm in the office. Again, typically sits here, but he's off today, and so am I. There's a lot that we want to do with this space, but that's next year's projects, inshallah. Let me do some writing, some editing, really. Just want to hone in for like a couple of hours and just edit, and yeah. I'm a bit, no, we're not speaking that. I am healthy, and every single part of me is healthy. Let's do some writing. Is already arenga, and we give thanks. Yeah, it's a good editing day, good writing day. There's just one story that I'm still not quite there, but I'll finish it. I need to finish that. I need to finish writing the author's note. Yeah, one way or another, this book is coming out. So I'm just gonna decompress, sit here, stare at the sky for a bit, and give thanks. I appreciate you watching. Can Ken Root is watching The Witcher in the background. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Yeah. Check in soon. So pretty. Hi vlog. Today is, I have here dragon fruit. What an exotic looking fruit. What an exotic looking fruit. I'm trying it for the first time. The girl is on TikTok recommend this for gut health. So I've had the pink one, but I didn't enjoy it. But they said this is sweeter, so let's see. They're red. Oh, this is quite sweet. Do you know how hard it has been to get this fruit? I've been looking for it for months. I finally found one store that delivers. They brought it this morning. Oh, I like this. Okay, today's Thursday. Give thanks. My throat's a bit raspy because I've been combating, I think it's like a cold or something. I have here clove water. This is so sweet. The pink one was really not. I am taking a writing break today. My mind actually is so tired. Yesterday I was talking on the phone with my editor and she was like, you should leave the book for like a couple of days and come back to it with fresh eyes. And I was like, yeah, I need that. Because it kind of feels like I'm banging my head on that desk at this point. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. What else? Yesterday I had after a conversation with my editor, I just had a realization because she was like, she said something that made me really think, because we were comparing, like we're trying to find books that are based in contemporary Uganda and really struggling to find them. And even when I stretched myself further to think of like some of my favorite books by African authors, a lot of them are based in the diaspora or about the diaspora. There's definitely a few that are like steeped in African context, but a lot of that is also Nigerian, steeped in Nigerian context. It could also be that perhaps I need to read more. It could also be that like East African authors in general are, I don't know, not as visible, which is also a problem. I guess that's one of the reasons I said this YouTube channel, because I feel like we need more visibility, like where the East African authors, where the Ugandan authors of contemporary times, you know. Anyway, I had that realization. Oh, let me not be flashing. I had that realization where I was like, actually, I am on a path that is so, let me see how to phrase this honestly. I'm also working on just saying what I want, what I need to say, and not like, I find that I always like try to minimize, downplay, smallen it. But what I mean to say actually is that I came to the realization that I'm actually one of one in so many ways. Like, I don't know any other Ugandan authors who are writing contemporary poetry in Runyankole. I don't know any other Ugandan authors who are writing contemporary stories in Ugandan's context. And even if they're there, we're so few. And I think sometimes I struggle with accepting like that, like really accepting that in fact what I am doing, the path that I am on, I am my own blueprint. And I struggle with accepting that because I just think, like, I don't want to come off conceited or, but that's not what it is, you know, like, that's the truth of the reality. I am my own blueprint because the path that I'm on and what I'm aspiring to and the dream that I am dreaming and weaving for myself, I can't see anybody else who has done it in the way that I am doing it, and it's from where I am, you know. I am the blueprint for my own vision and for others to come, and I'm sitting more in that energy. Like just appreciating my full power, the full power of what I'm doing, and owning it, you know, like not playing small about it, not pretending, not diminishing it because it doesn't look like quote unquote the traditional path, but it's like I really, really am crystal clear now, even more than ever, about what we're building towards, you know. So yeah, that realization came to me, and I think this season of my life is about me owning my full power, like really owning my full power. For so long I just tried to like dim it down because I didn't want to come off intimidating or conceited or just like make people uncomfortable, but like that's literally where I'm going demands of me to just be rooted in the fullness of who I am and be whole in that and accept it. And so yeah, that's where I am mentally. Today I said I'm taking a break from writing. Seriously, I need it. So I want to paint. I haven't painted in a bit. I want to paint. And then read. The book that I want to read is The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong. I've been meaning to, this is the first book of his that I've read. The other really popular one of his is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, and I've never actually read that book. So I want to actually sit down and just read. I find it hard to read lately. I think because I find it hard to turn off editing. So like when I'm reading, I am in my mind editing like my own work and like learning basically from other authors and just like, you know, picking up technique and skill and what. So it's been hard to just like really get engrossed in a book. But I'm gonna try. Yeah, that's really it today. I want to have an easy light day. It's already like midday. So, yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening, vlog. This is like my own personal free therapy.
Really trying to change and are successfully changing laws that will keep you and certain groups, particularly marginalized groups, from healthcare, from access, from peace. All rooted in evangelicism. Wake up. If you still want to be on the hill of your grandma being a demon when all this is going on, all this shit is going on not because of your grandmama. I'm telling you that right now. Hey, babe.
Hi vlog. How are you? I feel like I neglected you a little yesterday. We didn't actually have a chance to talk, and the entire time I kept thinking like, oh, I want to like take the vlog along and just share what's happening, but it was so like, you know. How are you? Today is the 21st, it's a Friday. How am I feeling? I'm feeling really good, actually. Really good. It's been a good week. It's been a really good week. Yeah, I feel good. I feel grateful to be here. I feel confident in where we're going with the book. Yeah, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm centered. So we are in the final throes of book edits, and there's so many details. You you can't possibly appreciate how much goes into, like, having like a book like this. So many things go into it. By the way, this is what I'm currently reading. I don't want to read through this book. I don't want to finish this book because I'm saving it for a very specific time in my life. But it's the book that I gravitate towards a lot because it's very different from what I'm currently writing. It's about Greek mythology. I completely digress. So much goes into, like, editing a book, even just like when you see here, like the header and like the font, the indent, like how much do you indent, how much do you not indent, what font do you use. All those details make the book because they shape the experience that the reader has with the book, So it's the content is important, the books, but have you ever picked up a book and the font is like almost hard to read, that it puts you off reading it? I have to think about all those things, and I'm the one making all those decisions, which, to be honest, I appreciate because I have such a full appreciation for what it takes to not only write a book, but birth it into the world. And I deeply believe that this experience, sorry about that, I believe the experience will be deeply useful in days to come, not just for me, but for, us all who it will be useful. So edits, and then the hubs and I went out for dinner, which was absolutely lovely. It was nice to just disengage from the world of work, which has just like taken over our lives. But it's the season, it's fine, it's the season. Yeah. Today I am editing. We start printing next week, so it's really crunch time, So I'm gonna spend the day editing and just, trying to finalize a couple of details. Yeah, maybe we fly home next week, which I'm so looking forward to being back home. All in all, Rahanga Simwe. Thanks for watching, vlog. I appreciate you. Morning vlog. It's Friday. We are on our way to have breakfast. It's one of our cute little neighborhood cafes. It's a beautiful day. I'm an international best-selling author with millions of supporters across the world. Hi vlog, we're back home. Okay, let's chat briefly. Updates. I spent last night up until like 11 p.m. 11:30 I think is when I sent the edits to our printer. So they're printing a sample of the book. Oh man, to be here at this point feels so good. Looking forward to seeing what it looks like and reading through one last time and then just doing the final print, which we're going to do anyway. We're going to do that next week. We're going home tomorrow. We're going home tomorrow. So excited. So I think that's really the major update. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day packing. We're flying Uganda Airlines, and it's our first time flying Uganda Airlines from Dubai. The best part about that is that the flight reaches at 11 a.m., which is great because, you know, Emirates lands at like 2 p.m. So, yeah, I trust that it'll be an easy flight. Everything is going to go well. Ruhanga tuwebe mbire. Yeah, all is well. So, let's park. I'm so excited to be back home. Yeah, chat soon. Hi vlog, we're back home. Isn't that something? I feel so good. It feels so good to be back home. Like, yeah, there's nothing like the 256. There's nothing like being in a place where you're so known and so loved. I feel good. The flight, though, Uganda Airlines. Let's just say I will not be doing that again. That was the Sika boo boo. No, guys. Hey, what an experience. But we made it. We're here. We give thanks. Look what I have. We have here the sample copy of the weaving. Like, what a thing. What a thing. Okay, I'm gonna go through this the next couple of days and do final edits so that we can do like final printings. I want to end the vlog here. What do I want to say? Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. We are going to announce book events soon, so I guess check on my Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, the book is here. You can also pre-order it, actually pre-order on Mahiri, especially if you're in Uganda, East Africa. Pre-order. Thumbnail. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching and see you in December.